Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Don't mind me. I just come out of the shower. You're already minding me. Well, then just listen carefully because there's no intro today. The microphone is broken. Sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not. Here I am saying, enjoy the video, watch it. It's gonna be super cool. Watch till the end. Yes, that's a trap. Oh, what can I say? This is a jeans. You might have heard of it. I got it at the textile waste sorting thing. Don't look at my socks, please. They're very beautiful. Then we have a little bit of a slightly Scottish, kind of tweedish. It's basically the only fabric I had with a little bit of a funky print. I would take something that is slightly the same weight as a jeans. So I have some sad news. My seam ripper died. Yeah. Don't wiggle things with your seam ripper. I'm a diehard. Can't let this stop me from living my life. I'm gonna open the inner leg seam. I have this little tweezer scissors that I've been abusing with glue last week. But yes, it's still cutting, I hope. This time, I tried to stray away from my usual strategy. Blind attack to panic. Blind panic attack. And go in a little bit of a mindful manner. Snip, snip along the top stitches on the outside. And loosening the hem. Snipping some of the stitches and serger stitches on the inside. Depending on how you kind of want to slash, you could also just open the outer leg seam, which in this case would be easier because it's the untop stitched one. But don't worry, we're still gonna... Just to be all on the same page here, we're gonna make a second layer of fabric for both the front and the back of the leg. From the pocket to the hem, it's a pretty straight line, which we can check by putting the outer leg seam at the side of the table. Which means for our second layer of fabric, we can think our outer leg seam away and just merge the front and the back leg. But if you have a flared jeans, for example, this would not be possible. Don't worry, we're not gonna pattern draw. Like, no, hell no, hell to the no. That was just for illustration purposes. It's just gonna be easier. Then once again, you guessed it, we're gonna spread those legs so that we can cut the fabric in the exact same shape. Better, yeah, switch that around. It might be helpful to see where you want to cut. So the plan, at least in this point in time, was to go from the pocket downward, pause it to keep it in place with some dangerous guard dogs. Or alternatively pins. And make sure to fold that seam allowance out well, because we will need it. Cutting along the edges, snip snip, to elongate the legs a little and make my life a little bit easier. I'm gonna leave the hem completely unhemmed.
Wow, crazy.
I know, unhinged. That easy to make your own puddle jeans. I said puddle, not puddle. If you want to hem your pants layer, you might want to make the second layer a little shorter so that you don't end up with like a bazillion layers. Let's get some more dogs to the party. Remember, if your fabric has a good side and a bad side, just like myself, my fabric, and make sure to mirror the other leg and don't copy it. Like the circumference of your upper leg, it's almost the same as the length of your leg. Wow, that's so irrelevant. Long story short, searched only the upper edges now, and the bottom is gonna be all raw edge living on the edge. No serging, no sorrows. So now I'm gonna pin the layers all together in the seam allowance. Just make sure to pin the right leg on the right leg and the left one on the left. Small detail that I personally almost messed up. If you don't have a serge, just use a zigzag stitch to sew the layers together in the seam allowance. We're gonna do it with a little bit of a... say that...
12 seconds later.
How I break it out of aggression. This is actually quite a good... I was marking and trying out different things, trying to erase it again. There's orange marks everywhere, doesn't matter, we're gonna wash it. Trying it now with this tape, it's so easy to get off if you don't like it. So I made some stripes on here now, so that I know roughly where I want to place them. And I think now I'm gonna measure it out.
A lot of boring math later.
Well, so I've tried to kind of equally space them apart with the measuring tape. The modding.
And it's not me.
Oh, it could be me. I throw the measuring tape away.
I buy measuring tape.
So then I had a not that long-lasting illusion. This transparent semi-pattern was one of my better brain thoughts in a while. To get all the slashes somewhat in the same direction. Turned out the pattern ain't patterning. Well, my vision is probably superior to what any ruler in the world can achieve. I guess I'm just gonna eyeball everything. We'll do it without... But the only thing that I really measure out is that all the cuts are gonna be the same width in the outer leg seam of about 3 centimeters. In the inner leg seam, they're gonna go to 0. not too sure if this is like genius or just kind of like maybe a little bit of a bad idea, but
You'll find out.
now we're getting to some real next level shit. So please phone away. Concentration here. I'm pinning the layers together so they're not gonna move too much. Then I'm gonna fold the leg of the jeans exactly on the other leg. So that we have 4 layers of jeans together. I know, this is no joke. And it's so exactly over the freshly drawn lines. Make sure to use a needle that's suitable or like concrete or something. Skip the first little part where the seam allowances is in between because 8 layers of denim is a little bit excessive for the sewing machine.
Maybe plug it in, like.
Might help. It needs energy, like we all need energy. So I stitch the drawn lines with a basting stitch. This way we will hopefully transfer the line from just one side to all 4 sides at once. But wait with the applause until we know if it's working or not. So now when you open it, you should still see some of the threads and punches of the needle. No, honestly, if you pinch the fabric a little, cut a little thread of the jeans or something with your seam ripper or scissors, we're gonna slash soon. So don't worry about it. And I don't know if you're connecting the dots already, but yes, it's time to connect the dots. And just draw the lines on all sides. The back of the leg is a little bit bigger. I had to extend my lines a little bit there, realizing a little bit late that it would make sense to connect the slashes in the inner leg seam. So yeah, you can take the front side as a guide where the lines from the back leg should end. And hopefully all slashes are gonna meet in the inner leg seam. How romantic. And if you, like some other certain person, not saying any names, do not completely trust yourself, which you probably shouldn't. You can always double check by sticking a needle through, measuring if the distances are more or less the same. And then when the leg is flat on the table, you should end up with kind of like these half moons. If you have stars, that might be a sign that something is seriously wrong with you. You might want to reconsider your life. Why make things easy, guys? It's boring, okay? I had to place this cut really high on the leg, although I didn't cut my red fabric that high. So I had to make a separate piece of red fabric for the upper cut. Then I'm gonna pin the 2 layers together, some strategic places, to make sure nothing is gonna move when I'm sewing. Now I'm gonna do is use a really small zigzag stitch. I'm gonna slash the fabric, so there might be some fraying occurring after washing. I feel like with a zigzag it's gonna be a little more secure, to make a long story short. So in about half a centimeter, or half a normal seam allowance from the drawn line. Oh, so the jeans gently down the seam. You could even do a top stitch with a nice collar, maybe. Tap on your eyes. And then everybody, we have the moment we have all been waiting for. The slashing.
Gotta slash and gash, cut another hole in your ass.
Cutting the jeans in, not the red fabric, along the lines that I've drawn. That's about half a centimeter from the stitch line. Now a little bonus hot tip. I'm gonna clip the edges in slightly with my small scissors, so that way the edges will fray and slay a little more. Now throw it in the wash, and when the thing is kind of dryish, the only thing that is left to do is close the inner leg seam. So that's what I did, and iron it open to make it look a little more professional. Okay, that was it was good. It was not too bad, honestly. I think this one is quite beginner friendly. The back is looking a little weird. I put a clip in there. I didn't realize this pants was so much too big. So yeah, should find a way to make it a bit smaller. I couldn't find a belt that matches the vibe. Sewing with 2 threads on the bottom. It's crazy. Like, I had 2 collars on the bobbin and now there's 2 stitches. Didn't even know that was possible. I am a genius, I think. The math ain't modding. The math ain't math. The math or not. The mathematics ain't mathematicing.